So, I tell everybody, as I tell my own children, you got to go to school and you got to have an education. I was fortunate enough that my education and my schooling was being a professional hockey player, but most people, the right route to go is make sure you finish high school, make sure you go to college, and it'll make you a better person for that.
Wayne, sorry, go ahead.
How important is it for you to come to talks like this and seminary?
I love hockey, and people want to hear your stories, and people want to hear, obviously in this area, about the days playing for the Edmonton Oilers and playing for Team Canada and things like that. So, it's easy for me to come and enjoy myself and talk the game of hockey, because I can talk hockey all day long. So we've had a wonderful time. As you said, we had a chance last night to go to the hockey game in Calgary, and I was in Edmonton yesterday morning. It was nice, and so it's always nice to come here. We've had a wonderful trip.
Talk to me more about grassroots sports. I mean, especially at the college route and even younger. I mean, how important it is for kids and parents to work, to achieve what they can. I mean, it's not about winning all the time. But
my dad was really a smart person. He always said, sports are great for kids because, first and foremost, it keeps kids busy and keeps them out of trouble. But in sports, you learn so much about life. You learn how to work hard. You learn how to dedicate yourself. You learn how to be a teammate. You learn how to become unselfish. And so, whether you're a great player or an average player, team sports are always wonderful for kids. And I'm a big believer that every child should get an opportunity to participate.
Wayne, as someone who's been there, done that in a big trade, what sort of emotions do you suppose Jerome's going through?
Let me tell you, it's hard. It's not easy, especially a guy like Jerome, who's beloved in Calgary. He's been a big part of their community, part of their organization, big part of the city. So it's a little bit of a culture shock for him once he leaves, and then when he gets into it, looking down that bench and seeing Crosby and Malcolm will make life pretty good for him. So listen, that's a hard thing that Calgary had to do. It was probably hard for Jerome to say, okay, I'm moving on. But at the end of the day, I'm sure people are happy for Jerome. He's got an opportunity to play with Crosby and a chance to win the Stanley Cup. He's always going to be part of the community in Calgary, and hopefully the Flames got some good young players that'll help their franchise over the next 10 years.
Does it remind you of your situation 25 years ago this summer? I mean,
a little bit similar, I guess, because I never imagined never not being an Edmonton Oiler, and I'm sure, people kind of figure that Jerome would be a lifetimer with the city of Calgary. But listen, it's the business side of sports. It's probably going to be a good deal for the Calgary Flames. Probably going to end up being a good deal for Jerome. And unfortunately, the people who suffer are the real true fans, and that's just the way sports is.
About hockey coming back to RDC, obviously, if they have your support, it's probably the best thing they can do. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's exciting. As Kelly Chase said, one of the greatest coaches in hockey, Mike Babcock, is from here and was part of this town. So, it's wonderful, good for them. And as you see here, it's a great community, a great sports town. I used to come here when I was an Edmonton Oiler. We've practiced here a few times in Red Deer as a team, and so it's always enjoyable to come here.
Do you have any good memories of Red Deer?
Oh, always good memories. I always remember that half the city wears blue and the other half wears red. That's my best memory.
How about some words of advice for Oilers fans now? I know they're expecting a lot of this young group now.
Yeah. Listen, I was talking about it the other day. I really like their team. Those young guys are going to be great hockey players. They're in the right situation in the right city where the fans are going to be patient with them. They saw us go through as young guys, and so the fans are going to be patient with them. It's going to be a really good team, but it's just going to take some time. They're young guys right now.
I mean, as a father, your son Trevor is making his way with the Cubs organization. What was your input, on education as he strived, to become a professional athlete?
Well, as I told my son Trevor, who had an opportunity to go to college, he had a college scholarship for baseball. He got drafted, and I told him at that time, now you got to make a decision that it's going to affect you the rest of your life, whether you're going to go to school and pursue baseball or become a professional baseball player. Either way, I would support him. He's 18 years old, and he chose to sign professionally and move on with his life. Every child is different. I have a 22-year-old son who's in his third year of university right now and pursuing a business career and doing very well. So every child's different, and I tell them the same thing, You have passion for what you do. You have passion for what you do. You're going to love to do it each and every day.
How often do you hit the ice yourself?
Once a year. Every year I skate for about 4 days. And every year I'm done those 4 days, I go, you know what? I really enjoyed this. I'm going to start playing a little bit more. And every year I put my hockey equipment back in the garage, and I get it the next year when I go back to my hockey camp. You know what? Listen, it's the greatest game in the world. I got a chance to play in the NHL. I got a chance to play with and against the greatest players, but I'm not very good anymore. And so maybe the passion of, because I'm not as good as I used to be, has sort of gone out of me a little bit, but my love for the game is still there. I love the game. I wish I could still play. I'm just unfortunately not as good as I used to be.
We'll see you back in the NHL in some way?
Oh, I don't know. You know, never's a long time, but right now I don't see it on the horizon. Right now I'm really, as I said when I was a player, I was really selfish, and then I put everything I had into the game, and now I'm selfish, and then I put everything I have into my family and my time with my family. So right now, no, I don't see it. I'm the hugest fan. I love the game. I think the players are better today than when we were. It's a wonderful game. It's fun to watch, and I'm a fan. I love watching the games. Try to watch as many games as I can. I don't go to as many as I used to. I've only been to 2 games this year, one in Philadelphia and one in Calgary, but I watch them all on TV.
What did you make of the fan reaction last night?
Oh, it was nice. You know, listen, the rivalry between Edmonton and Calgary was so heated. And I've said this, you know, in 2004 when the Calgary Flames went to the Stanley Cup Finals against Tampa Bay, the people in Edmonton were cheering for Calgary. And the year that Edmonton went to the Stanley Cup Finals against Carolina, the people in Calgary were cheering for Edmonton. So it's really changed a lot. People have always treated me very nice in Calgary. It was a really, I didn't anticipate an ovation last night, but it was sure a nice surprise for me. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
you.